Pour some sugar on me with the name of love. Yeah, no, we'll try. Bert Sugar, always thinking about you, bro. Never forgotten. And this one's for the March 31st fight between Arthur Abraham and Piotr uh, Wilczewski, and it's for the WBO European, you know, super middleweight title. You know, you'll have it. Maybe it's for both of them. I don't know. You have Arthur Abraham, who's 33 and 3, 27 knockouts. Has lost what 3 of his last 5 fights. He's not a big super middleweight. We know he does not deal well with boxers. He does have the high guard. He's slow starting. He comes on at the end, so stamina appears to be there. It's kind of faded on him a little bit, like against who was it, Ward, Froch, those guys. But you know, we know he has a good chin. We know he's got good power. He's got the tight D. He pressures you with that. He's very good at counter punching. If you're not a boxer, if you kind of stand in front of him, you know, that kind of thing, eventually he'll break you down and pick you apart. But if you're an elite fighter, you can just get your shots off, back up, and get out of there. And when he does open up, he does tend to get a bit wild when he does open up. He does carry his power late. He does have numerous knockouts around the 10th round or later. He's tends to drop his right when he throws his left. That's, you know, one of his things. He does have a good jab. Makes you fight his fight. He's very patient. And if you're not one of the elite fighters, he makes you fight his fight. He's right at that level. I mean, there's elite and then he's right there. So if you're not one of those guys, you're not like one of the top 5 in the world, you're going to struggle with this man. Going over to Piotr Wilczewski, 30 and 2, 10 knockouts, so he's not a big knockout kind of guy. He's lost to all the 2 best fighters that he's fought to. He lost a close one with DeGale, but that was not as close as the card set. I don't believe it. I watched that fight, and I don't know what they were, what the judges were watching in that fight. I didn't see it. Not a lot of power, as I said. His chin definitely has to be questionable. He was knocked out by Curtis Stevens. Carries his left low. He has okay, good speed. You know, not great in there. He wants to bang and push the pace. So style is kind of made for the type of fighter that Arthur Abraham is. You know, he's open for straight shots and uppercuts. That's not a good thing to have against someone like Arthur Abraham, who's more of a surgical European, you know, straight up, stand up, you know, machine forward fighter. Doesn't throw a lot of combos. Doesn't do a lot of head, high-low work, head body work. You know, he's a bit of a slow starter as well, so he's not going to steal the early rounds necessarily from Abraham. Does pick up as the fight goes on. Lots of 1s and 1-2s that he fires out, and he's open for counters. So he's not good fighting off his back foot, so if he's pressured, he has trouble. And he tired a bit against DeGale as well. Not a lot of movement. And when you look at that and you start adding it up, that's a lot of good for Abraham. And I think he'll make it. I think he'll make the distance because he is the bigger guy in this fight. And Arthur Abraham's going to be the smaller guy in pretty much every super middleweight fight that he fights. Those guys are typically, you know, 5'11", 6'1", you know, so, but I still see Abraham taking the decision in this one. It's going to be a long fight, and I have Arthur Abraham winning this by decision, not by knockout. I don't know if he has that against the bigger guys. I don't know if his power carries that high. But like I said, the style fits Abraham, so if there was going to be a knockout, I would definitely say Abraham's the one doing the knocking out part, not the getting punched in the face, go to sleep part. Okay, so there you go. I hope you enjoyed that one. What do you think, man? No? Get about 200 views? Yeah. Anyway, it's the Bigragu. We're out. Please feel free to comment, rate, or subscribe. It's all good, man.